normally this kind of higher secondary school students, when they say that 11th and 12th, what is the normal age group to enter into 11th and 12th? Huh? Check your, that's what Dr. Bala's observation also. Even I also observed the same thing. 14, at the age of 14, there are 3 samples in your study. At the age of 15, there are few samples in your study. Somewhere about 30-40 samples are in your study. So, check with your supervisor and then is it relevant or not? That's number 1. Number 2, as far as the resilience, social support, mental health. So, normally we know these 3 are independent variables. Happiness is the dependent variable. And obviously it's predictable. It should it be given explicitly? Check with the previous literature how the title must be catchy. Title must be communicate to the reader that okay, this is what entire thesis. Okay, so when you have the foreign examiners look at okay, what is the conceptual level, theoretical level, they give a least importance for the higher secondary school. You do it for higher secondary, you do it for a primary school, you do it for collegiate people. That they don't give importance. That's number 1. Number 2, I think your friend is noting down all those, right? Number 2, research problem. When you come to research problem, go to the research problem. It's a more of what you thought about your work. But I am not able to see any literature or any theoretical background. And you are bringing when a theoretical implication comes, you are mentioning so many theories. Whether it is relevant or irrelevant, I know that's the reason why I am putting all those kind of a theories. That is not correct. You are taking only 3 important constructs or 4 constructs. Happiness, mental health. What are the mental health theories? What are the social support theories? Where are those things? What is the gap in that kind of? It's not explicitly given. We are talking about higher secondary education. Age is this one, and they have these kind of challenges, and limited access to mental health services. Now, how do you come to a conclusion that there is a limited access to mental health services for these school students? You go to some of the schools, even in the government school, the teachers are doing extraordinarily on the mental health of the student. That's where the kind of mentor-mentee or the kind of relationship is very strong. Binding is there. At this age also, when I looked at my teachers, I used to stood up and then say, so now you people are not doing it. But when my teacher comes in front, school teacher especially, comes in front of me, I go and then hug them. That's a kind of a bonding. That comes because of the mental health. So bullet 1, 2, 3, 4 is not specifically saying or specifying what is the research problem you are talking about. And go to the research gap. This again, it's a Western context. Western context is not a issue. Okay, so theoretical gap is completely missing. I would say that okay for the second point, but the third point also, the combining. Say I wanted to make some mix. I want to make some mixture. So when I want to make a mixture, what I will do? If I want to make a mixture for the snacks purpose, what I do? Right. So that is what the third one. So somebody, now why do you want to combine? Why do you want to integrate? That is not given here. Why do you want to combine? Do you have any answer? Why do you want to combine happiness, resilience, mental health, and to predict happiness? No idea. Correct? So integration or a combination or combining these three, you have not strengthened your research gap. Okay? Go to the objective. Give me an answer 2, 3, 4. You're gonna have 5. What do you mean by measure the level of happiness? Is it what your table shows, say 70% are moderate level, 8% at the higher level? That is what the measure or assess or age are determined? If the answer is yes, I will say sorry. Say, people are sitting here. Okay, assume that 30 people are sitting here. 20 people are moderately happy. Is it what at a doctoral level work? Work with your supervisor. That is not at all. Objective 2, 3, 4, including 5 are the basic level of hypothesis, objectives. Basics. I don't want to mention the degree and all. It's a very, very basic. Why I say basic? Let me go to the table. Go to the table. One more point. You go back to objective. What is the reciprocal relationship? Go to your model. What is the reciprocal? Where is the reciprocal here? Do you know what is the reciprocal? Where is the reciprocal here? Where is the reciprocal? Where is it? Huh? So you have not done any reciprocal, but you are talking about the reciprocal. Where is the reciprocal here? You have not done any reciprocal. So do you mean to say that any article which talk about happiness influence mental health? Possibilities are there, but where is the analysis? That's why he asked you why you have gone for SPSS based regression analysis other than smart PL. You have not done anything, but your objective says reciprocal. But is there an article, are there articles talk about reciprocal relationship? Please try to understand that it's not just like putting some words and those. Right? That is a thing which you have not done it. Go to the hypothesis 1 to 4. Precisely what test you use for hypothesis 1 to 4? One to 4. What test? What statistical tool you use? Go back to your sample table. Either Tamil medium, English medium, private school also. Go back. Go to that table. Hold on. Type of school, right? So type of school, 3 schools are there. T-test, it is for a multi-group or a 2-group. That's where the problem comes. Sorry, sir. Sorry. Which t-test you use? Be careful. Suppose, say, how do you take the data? Say, for example, your resilience. Which type of school students have a high resilience? Which type of school students are having a low resilience? How do you come? How do you say? If there is a question from examiner, when you are comparing the type of school, government aided and private school, which students or which school students have a high resilience? Can you give me an answer for that? Can you just give me an answer?
English speaking school.
Sir, I'm talking about type of school. You are talking about English speaking. Where the data? Private, because your percentage is a 20.3. And how come you can say there is a high percentage of, or a high level of resilience, high level of happiness? So T-test is not an appropriate one. Okay, you need to do ANOVA, and when you do ANOVA F value classically inform that there is a difference or no difference, and then when you get the mean value, you will say that okay, the 3 mean values you will get. So when you get the mean value, you will say that which school is a high mean value means that the resilience will be high. Okay, so all your hypothesis 1 to 4 is a problem. Okay, I told Anthony also. Now you go back to.
If you apply postdoc, that's fine.
The postdoc and all is what do you mean by postdoc and why do you need it?
Comparing lecture.
That's it. Multi-group you
Yes,
can
done, sir.
ANOVA, then the
Yeah,
postdoc.
after ANOVA. For this case, then ANOVA type of school.
Where
We
is
will
it?
show you.
The
Data analysis
is not. No. Don't show me now because of time constraint. Ensure that these things are there. Otherwise, it's a problem. Okay, so you cannot. I don't suggest to go for this kind of a shorter hypothesis and all at the thesis level. That's why I'm repeatedly telling at a PhD level you must ensure that hypothesis need to be a logic based. What is the logic? What is the rationale here? You are bringing hypothesis like an MBA or MSW student level hypothesis. What is the rationale? Which article is talking about all this kind of thing? Which article is talking? No rationale is given. Okay, go back to the hypothesis 5 to 8. Hypothesis 5 to 8 also very basic. Let me ask you a very simple question. You are everywhere you are saying significant. What is significant here? What do you mean by significant here? Huh? But significant and positive are one and the same? Huh? Which are all the studies talk about positive relations between happiness and mental health? Where is it? How you differentiate 5, 6, 7 and 8? The scholars must ask this kind of a question. What are you people are sitting here? Very basic. Just see. Hypothesis 5, 6, 7 and 8. Can you tell me the difference between these 5, 6, 7 and 8? One time you are talking about happiness, mental health, happiness and resilience, happiness and social support, correct? Last one you are saying resilience, social support, mental health, predict level of happiness. Your correlation and all is a thesis level correlation is a basic, and everything will be predicted by your regression analysis. Why? There is a need for correlation. Okay, that's the one. Go back to the model. Okay. Sir, fundamental flaw in your model. You know why I am using a big word like fundamental flaw? When you are going for extreme left, socio-economic, socio-demographic variable, when you put an arrow, that arrow simply says all these variables influence your mental health, influence your resilience, influence your social support, influence your happiness. Are you doing that? Are you doing that? Connection is different, and then what is given here is a different set. Very basic. If they have something, they say that it is influencing this variable. Are you doing any regression for these things? Then why you are giving here? Okay. Now the another theoretical thing are a model-based question. Are these a multi-constraint or a single constraint? Say for example, social support. Multi-constraint or a single constraint? Then why you are saying that social support only you have taken? Social support, as far as my knowledge goes, there are 3 social support constraints. Okay? One is spouse support, co-worker support, supervisor support. Correct?
For this article, for this scale, it is peer groups, significant others, family.
Why you have not done it? Why the analysis is not done? The constraint why? Social support is a second order. Correct? So you have taken this as the summated scale of those 3 constraints. Correct? This is an average. Correct? Then how you can come with a good implication? That's the problem. Okay. Alright, so model is having a problem. You talk about the stratified random sampling, right? Go back to this aspiration, district, all those things. 11 tolerance. How many tolerance you selected for yourself?
11, sir.
Then how do you say that the stratified random sampling?
From thought level itself,
Sir, you repeatedly said multi-stage sampling and stratified random sampling. Where did you apply stratified random sampling?
from thought level,
How? How? Explain stratified random sampling. Apply it in your studies.
so I have chosen the 11 columns.
Where is another with 11 columns?
Yes, sir.
You have taken all 11 columns. Then where the stratified random sampling comes?
From column to selecting activities.
Obviously, it is there, no. Where do you apply stratified random sampling? I don't know how to rephrase it. It's a very basic question I am asking.
There are plenty of schools from each column, so that from columns 11 to higher secondary school students, I have used stratified random sampling.
You are using again stratified. How do you stratify your column?
Different school type or what you have made
It is not
same
all
time.
there. No, you are precisely going all those things. You are saying a multi-stage sampling. How to go for the multi-stage sampling? See, when you go for a original district, it is a very clear thing. You have decided that. Under which 11 columns. Satisfied means, did you use any base for certification?
Government schools.
But that is a different kind of question. That's a sample. The problem there in the case of stratified random sampling, you have not applied any random sampling process, and without applying any random sampling process, how do you say stratified random sampling? And you are saying exclusion criteria. All those things, that's a critical problem. Okay. Right. Go to the tables. Go back there, back. Okay, so this is where I have a problem, because mental health consulting, when you are talking about, there are different types of mental health. Okay, resilience, again, how many scales you use, and the different types of resilience will be there. That's what the sub-constraints will be there. You have not done any subconstrict level or a first order constrict level. You have not done anything. Okay, so that's why your analysis is very primitive analysis, very basic analysis. You have not done any PhD level analysis. Okay, now you go back to the table. Go back. No, go fast. Okay. Yes. This is where I have a problem. Age groups are many. Gender is okay. 11th and 12th. School type. When you go for other things, the multi-group, and actually there are two things. One is you have to go for ANOVA or you have to go for MONACOVA. T-test. Can you bring some thesis or literature based analysis? Which article suggests you to go for a T-test when you have this kind of a sample, distribution of sample? You have not done any kind of base work on that. Okay, go back. No, you go forward. You have all kind of problems. 17. Very small hypothesis, one or two hypothesis, demographic variable, no difference. That's more than sufficient. Go far. Okay, this is where I have a problem. Just because the sample size, okay, you are saying that 73.1, right? So level of happiness. How do you come with a moderate? What do you mean by moderate here?
So the author itself, they have given the values for the lower level, moderate level, and higher level.
Okay. What is the score?
Psychometric properties.
What is the